Hey everyone, welcome back to DD Academy. My name is Jared, and I'm a senior HubSpot specialist here at DD Agency. You probably know that HubSpot has a powerful tool to handle your email marketing. But since it's so powerful, there's a lot of moving pieces. It could feel overwhelming to actually manage, create, and send your own marketing emails using HubSpot. So let's take a look at that together. I'm going to show you how to manage your entire list of marketing emails, how to create your own email with HubSpot's drag and drop editor, and then we'll look at how to send your brand new email on its way. Let's dive in.
We're going to start by looking at how to manage your entire list of marketing emails in HubSpot. To get to where your marketing emails live, all you need to do is hover over this left-hand menu here so it opens up, and then we're going to click on Marketing and then on Marketing Emails. This takes you to an area in HubSpot that I just call your marketing email index page, and this is where you manage them all. What you see here in the center is a running list of every marketing email that lives inside your account. And this thing here is organized into rows and then into columns. And you'll see in the first column here, we have our internal email name. And then to the right, we have additional information about our marketing emails. So right now it's showing me how many copies of the email were successfully delivered, what the open rate for this email has been, what the click rate for the email is, when this email was last updated. It gives me all kinds of information in these other columns. And if there's specific information you want to see, you can actually customize what you see here by clicking on this Edit Columns button. That pops up a pop-up box. Let's say I also want to see who created this thing, if there's been any hard bounces, so show me the hard bounce rate. Let me just click those, press Apply. That adds those columns into my view. And I can even move these columns around. So everything is customizable and sortable. That's a quick overview of what you see here in the middle. One thing worth mentioning is that this list of emails can get pretty long. You're going to be sending marketing emails for a long time. You can have a lot in here. So that makes it tedious to manage, you would think. But HubSpot, thankfully, does make it pretty easy to filter these emails so you can actually see what you need to see. Let's start with these tabs up here at the top. These tabs are how you're going to filter things. By default, you're going to land in the tab that says All Emails, and this will show you the list down here of every email in your account as long as it is not archived. So this is every email, no matter if it's been sent, whether it's still a draft, whether it's scheduled to send. It's every single one of them. If you want to drill down and only see emails that are in drafts, that's easy. You just click on the Drafts tab, and then it filters everything through. If I keep going, I can see my emails that are scheduled to send, all of my emails that have been sent, and then if I'm looking for an archived email, there's even an archived tab. You can even get more specific using these drop downs right below the tabs. So you can even filter by emails associated with a certain campaign, certain types of emails, emails created by specific teams in your HubSpot account or by a specific user, associated with a subscription. And if you want to get super granular, you still can't find what you're looking for, just click on that advanced filters right here, and then you can get really specific and filter through criteria that's not included in these tabs or drop downs. But now that you know how to wrangle this list here, it's time for the fun stuff, okay? Let's create our very own marketing email. The way we do that is come up to this Create Email button in the upper right-hand corner, click that, and now you can select the kind of email you're going to make. And there's three kinds in HubSpot. The first is a regular email. So this is going to be an email that you want to send by hand to a specific list of contacts. Then you have an automated email, which is pretty similar to a regular email. The only functional difference is that this will be sent through a HubSpot workflow. It will be automatically sent to contacts that meet a certain criteria, whatever criteria your workflow has set up. And then we have a blog RSS email. And you can 9 times out of 10 ignore this one. This is to send notifications to users when a new blog post is updated. You're not really going to make much of these. For now, I want to make a regular email. Let's say I want to send this to a certain list by hand. Let's click on regular. This takes us to where we can select our HubSpot template. And there's 2 types of templates in HubSpot. There's a custom template, which is where it's put us by default, and drag and drop templates. HubSpot doesn't provide custom templates by default, so you might not even see this tab. And a custom template is hard-coded by a developer, and it's not as user-friendly for your average Joe marketers like most of us are. So I want to be able to have the most user-friendly experience as possible. So we'll click into drag and drop. This shows us all of our drag and drop templates. For now, click on this basic welcome template here. This brings us into our actual drag and drop editor where we can make our email. So in the center of the editor here, you see the email we are actually making. On the left, what you'll see is a list of email modules. You can think of these as building blocks for your email. It's what your email is actually made of. Another person here at DD Agency refers to these as Lego pieces, which I think really drives the point home. By default, the Lego pieces we have in our email already is an image module and a text module. So our email only contains an image and a text. Let's say I also want it to have a button. I'll go grab my button module or my button Lego piece. Just grab it, drop it in below my text, and my button is there. And you'll see once I've dragged my button in that this menu on the left has changed. Modules aren't here anymore. Instead, now this is where I can edit my button. I can change several things about my button. I can change what it links to, the text my button contains, the font family, the background color, whether it has rounded corners or not. There's a lot I can edit here. This menu on the left is how you will edit the content for 99% of your modules. That's where you do most of your work. You drag your piece in, edit the piece with the menu on the left. And you can see how that menu functions if I click out of my button like I did, come up here and click on this image. That menu pops up again, and now I can change a lot of stuff about my image. And in fact, I could even go ahead and, if I click replace like I did, I can choose an image that already exists in my HubSpot account, or I can upload a new one. One thing about the drag and drop editor that's really great is you're not restricted to stacking your Lego pieces or your modules on top of each other. One thing we can do, let's say I actually want to have an image beside my text here. I don't want it to be above it or beneath it. I want it to be beside it. I just need to grab my image, drag it in until this blue line appears on the left side of it, drop it, and then we're ready.
Go ahead and pause the video if you're following along. I have a quick exercise for you. I want you to finish creating your marketing email, then come back and follow these steps to actually send it. So finish your email, come back, follow these steps. I'll see you in a split second.
If you finished that little exercise I asked you to do, then you have an email that is ready to send. So let's look at how to do that. First, come up here in your editor and click this settings tab. And this is where you're going to fill in the finer details of your email. Up top here, we can set what's called a from name. This is the name of who appears to be sending your email. By default, it'll have selected the person who's creating the email. So if you're following along, your name should be here. But if we click into the drop down, we can change who appears to be sending it. And this from name can be the name of any user that is in your HubSpot account. Next thing you can add is a from address, and this is the email address that appears to be sending your email. And it functions the exact same way. I can select an email of any user that is a member of my HubSpot portal. And in reality, HubSpot servers will be sending your email. It'll just appear to be coming from the address that you select here. Next, put in your email's subject line. So for now, we'll just say my cool email. But if you're stumped, you can also have HubSpot generate a subject line for you. And make sure your subject line is enticing enough to cause someone to open it. You can also put in preview text, which is a short snippet of text that someone will see before they open your email. That's another opportunity to entice someone to actually open what you've sent them. Then we have your internal email name. Whoever receives this email won't see this. This is only for you to see. And this is the name that will appear in that marketing email index page that we looked at the beginning of the video. We'll just say Jared's test email for now. Make sure you select the language that your email is written in, and also select your subscription type. So essentially you can categorize this email to go with a particular email subscription that you've set in your HubSpot account. And 9 times out of 10, this default marketing information subscription type should do the trick. Finally, you can associate this with a campaign. And I'm not going to walk through how to create a campaign, but a campaign in HubSpot, if you don't know, is an area where you can associate all of your marketing assets with a common goal, and then gives you a centralized place to track the results. There's one last area in the editor we need to visit, and then we can send this thing. Pop on over to the Send or Schedule tab. And this is where we can select who we want to receive the email and who we want to guarantee will not receive the email. Click your drop down here under Send To, and this will populate all of the lists that are in your HubSpot account, and you can select a list of contacts who will receive this thing. We're getting ready here at DD Agency to go to NAGAP, so we have a list of people who have registered for our sessions. So we'll say we're sending our email to them. And then if I have a list of people that I definitely do not want to get this, what if there's some people in this list I really don't want them to get this email? Just click this drop down, select a list that I definitely want to exclude, and I'm good to go. You also have an option here to not send this email to unengaged contacts. And an unengaged contact is someone who has not opened the last 11 emails you've sent them. HubSpot tracks that for you. If they haven't opened 11 emails in a row, odds are good they won't open this one. You can go ahead and just check mark that, but if you're not concerned, leave it blank. And then finally, we are ready to send this thing. You have 2 options here. We can either choose to send it right here and now, or we can schedule our send for later. And if you click schedule for later, just pick your day and your time and you're ready, or just send right now. Finally, you can see right here an estimate of how many people will actually receive this email. And these numbers come from all of the people in your list you've included right here. And this number comes from the people who will actually receive it out of your list. So we have about 40 people who won't receive this email because they live in the unengaged contacts, which is fine. When you're ready to send it, click review and send. This will pop up a place where you can review the finer details of your email one last time, then press the send button. Your email is on its way.
That'll do it for HubSpot's marketing email tool. If you have any questions at all, put them in the comments below and I will be in touch. Looking forward to seeing you here next time at DD Academy.